I want to go to Congressman Mike Turner right now. The Republican is the House Intelligence Committee chair. Chairman, always good to have you. It sounds like he did indeed get the cold shoulder from a lot of your colleagues. Is that accurate?
Oh, absolutely not. Zelenskyy was warmly received. I was there in the meeting. The issue really is not Zelenskyy. The issue is not Ukraine. In fact, Americans overwhelmingly support funding Ukraine's efforts to continue to defend their country, to push out Russian aggression.
Well,
the issue really is
Americans
the Biden
might
administration.
overwhelmingly feel that way, sir. They might overwhelm, but a good number of your colleagues don't share that. Is that imperiling this aid?
Well, actually, the last time that there was a vote on this, which, as you're aware, was within the last 2 months, 300 out of 435 members actually voted to proceed with aid to Ukraine. So even those numbers in the House of Representatives are overwhelmingly staggering. The issue isn't should there be aid or should we support Ukraine or should we just concede to Russia, which people do not want to do. People are not for Vladimir Putin winning. They understand that if he takes Ukraine, he's going to take Eastern Europe and the Baltics. He said so. It's not that we're just speculating. These are his words. The issue really is how the money is being spent, how it's being accounted. And this is an issue or problem not of Ukraine, but of the Biden administration. They have sent overinflated bills to the House that have passed under Nancy Pelosi. And now that we have a bill that's currently under the Republicans, there's greater scrutiny, greater understanding. I've been with Kevin McCarthy where he sent the message directly to the White House of it, that the House and the Senate should have been consulted, should have been part of formulating this bill and this package. But the Speaker has made it clear, and everyone in the room made it clear, Ukraine needs to get everything that they need to be able to fight, to defend themselves. This is an issue of democracy against authoritarianism, and we're going to stand on the side of democracy.
I know the House had just recessed, sir, because they were going nowhere fast on this government funding plan, the latest effort, including a defense measure that failed. I'm just beginning to wonder now whether the whole spending quagmire, maybe I'm overstating it, Chairman, is getting in the way of everything else, including aid for Ukraine.
Oh, absolutely. Right now, the entire discussion is stuck on this issue of a continuing resolution that we continue to fund the government. That is dominating all conversations and certainly even votes on the floor. So you're absolutely right. The coloring of the debate is really overshadowing the fact that we're having this funding discussion while you're having other issues that are going on Capitol Hill.
So, Chairman, I earlier on had a chance to speak with your colleague, Congressman Matt Rosendale of Montana, among those who's not been very satisfied with the performance of the Speaker. This is from Mr. Rosendale earlier on Fox Business.
If he goes to the Democrats again to generate support for an agenda instead of trying to earn it with the Republicans, then his position is going to be in jeopardy. I mean, we all know. We all know.
It sounds like he's going to do that. He sounds like he's going to do that. Well, if he does, is that tantamount to one or more of your members saying you are out as Speaker?
Yeah. Again, we all know that it's easier to buy votes from Democrats than it is to earn them from Republicans. And if he goes and passes a CR to get more Democrats on the vote than he does Republicans, as he did with the debt ceiling package, his speakership's position will be in jeopardy.
All right, that's pretty strong words, Chairman, there, because by definition, if they're blocking him, that is some of these more conservative members, then he would have to, that is, Kevin McCarthy would have to reach out to Democrats to get something done, and that would trigger this move where it takes only one member to say you're out of here. Is that likely?
Right. Well, I want to, Neil, I think it's mischaracterizing these individuals as being the conservatives, because there are overwhelmingly conservatives who are voting with Kevin. I think what you're hearing here with these statements, especially from someone who is not voting with Kevin McCarthy, is that they're trying to mask the fact that they're voting with Nancy Pelosi. When they say, oh, Kevin can't go to the Democrats, they're voting with the Democrats. I mean, what they need to do if they want to say, oh, we should only be working with Republicans, is stop voting with the Democrats. Stop voting with Nancy Pelosi. Vote on the bills that Kevin McCarthy's putting on the floor, and let's move forward. Let's negotiate them. Let's debate them through regular order, and stop voting with the Democrats and Nancy Pelosi. Stand up for Kevin McCarthy and the Republican majority that's here.
But do you think he is ruining the day, sir, that he agreed to this, allowance, concession, whatever it was, and those dozens of votes to make him the next speaker, where one member could realistically boot him, and he's gone?
Yeah, that certainly is in the rule. It's a structure, but I don't think in reality or practice that it would actually happen. And Kevin McCarthy is doing a phenomenal job. He's bringing this conference together. More and more individuals who were on the outside are now on the inside. People are working not only just across the aisle, but substantively together in a way that I've not seen in the House in decades. This really is the best hope that we have for the Republicans to govern what is a very, very small majority. But people need to stop just, looking to see how many times if they can get themselves out in front of the television and criticize Kevin McCarthy and start looking at their voting record. They're voting with Nancy Pelosi, and their voters back home know it. They should stop voting with Nancy Pelosi and stand up for Kevin McCarthy.
Are we going to have a shutdown?
At this point, unless there's a rational change in this group, we are careening toward one. Now, what's unfortunate about this is going to be the first shutdown that I can recall where the people who are going to shut the government down aren't doing it because they want anything from the administration. They don't want anything from Joe Biden. They're just doing internal fighting on the floor. Again, they need to stop voting with Nancy Pelosi. Look up at that board. Every time these things aren't passing, these people who call themselves the so-called conservatives are voting with the Democrats. They should start voting with the Republicans.
Chairman, thank you for taking the time in all this breaking news. Mike Turner of Ohio sits on many committees. He chairs the House Intelligence Committee.